When too much work bogs you down, Asana helps you handle it. AI makes it easy to hand off routine tasks and stay focused on important work. That's how work gets handled. Visit us at asana.com.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love 90s sports movies.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I love 90s sports movies.
I'm Dan, and I also love 90s sports movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
I think I need Tommy John surgery.
Oh, man. I'm white.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hi, everybody. How are we?
Oh, boy.
We're doing well. It's great to be here today talking about, you guessed it,
90s sports movies,
90s
because
sports
it's
movies.
Mighty Monday. What else would it possibly be about?
What else could that mean?
Yeah, it could be a Power Rangers show.
Yeah.
Mighty
well,
Monday.
let's keep that in the hopper for down
Could
the line when we run out of movies.
And listen, I know sometimes we're one to hyperbole around here. And also I get a reputation for not wanting to do things I end up having to do, i.e. preview shows or Hallmark movies. In all sincerity, can we not do the Power Rangers?
I don't want to do it with you.
Okay.
Because I
don't want to do it with you.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers movie specifically, I actually think we would come to blows.
But
And,
it's so funny because you got hurt about D3, and rightfully so. It's a movie of your childhood, but I think it would get real hurtful because I don't have any. I've never watched it, and I've seen like a 3 or 4 minute clip enough to know that I went to the movie that came out that was like in theaters with Panda. And he was like so invested.
Was that 2017?
That's the only thing I've ever seen from Power Rangers ever. And I don't have any skin in that game, but I know that it's not for me. And so it would get nasty.
And that was trying to target a wider audience, whereas the 95 film is for children.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we pass on that. There's enough sports movies.
There's plenty of other things to do that aren't Power Rangers.
That's right, including angles in the outfield, which is what we're talking about today. Very much looking forward to that. Ryan, I understand you had an interesting weekend. What do you want me to do here? Because
you said
I know
beforehand.
You said
I got something for you on the pod.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I went to a convention.
Okay.
And Dan, you and I were talking while I was there, and that in and of itself is not probably pod-worthy news at this point.
It's never
right?
stopped
No,
us before.
it's just a weekend, just a Saturday.
Well,
you know
I
what
try
I mean?
to keep in mind that, a lot of people listen to this, and I don't know how interesting people find this, but
Doesn't matter. We don't do it for other people.
So I was at this con, and I want you guys to truthfully tell me. I'll go through this quickly. We're up against it. I want you to truthfully tell me if I was in the wrong here, because I can admit that I could have partially been in the wrong here. Okay?
I love this already.
All right. So, listen, you go to these things and, it's just a prerequisite that haggling is part of the deal, right? There's the vendors, they have their merch. You're going to haggle.
Yeah,
right?
not for an autograph. This is with a vendor selling memorabilia.
You don't go up to the short round and say, how about $60, right?
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
So I was looking for, Dan, this will mean nothing to you. Brand might not mean nothing to you either.
Might not mean nothing.
It
might mean something.
If you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you know what I mean. I'm looking for a Lord Zed helmet. It's a replica helmet from Power Rangers.
Yep.
I'm looking for a Lord
You
Zed
said
helmet.
it, man.
Yeah,
Get you that Zed helmet.
Now, the ones that you've looked at, obviously you've been looking for one. Where are we looking at price-wise here?
Yeah, so it's a big box, so shipping can make it a little tricky. But I knew for sure, and I've been holding off, I can get one somewhere in the range of $60 to $75, right?
Okay.
And
that's out the
wasn't-
door.
Yeah, out the door, shipped to me. MSRP on this when it first came out a couple years ago was probably $100, $120. It didn't sell the way they thought it would.
So value's trending in the right direction. Yes.
Right. And so now, to me, it's a decent price.
Pass it to your
good
kids.
Price.
By then it'll be worth $10.
That's right.
And so I said to my buddy Sean, hey, if there's a Lord Zed helmet here today, I'll throw out an offer. I'll see what the initial asking is, and we'll talk. So this one stand has a Lord Zed helmet.
How about
and
that?
So I do a circle around a couple times.
What
Just kind of.
What was sticker on that?
Well, so I go up to it and take a better look at it. Stickers at 100.
Okay, yeah, he's trying to make a little something.
Okay.
He's trying to
At
make a little
100. Now
prof here.
listen,
Yeah.
I always try to keep in mind that, like, you know, if you're a casual, if you're just going to this thing for funds, like, you know, you might not even know that this existed. And you might go, wow, $100 for a really nice Lord Zed replica helmet, not a bad price, right? So
Yeah, totally.
Right,
I'm tracking, buddy. Yeah, no, it makes sense. That's what I was thinking.
I've been to some conventions with Dan, and that's always his thing. He always looks around and he sees something, and he's like, "That seems like a good price."
Seems like a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's and I appreciate that you keep an open mind like that. So
I end up usually going and throwing $100 straight in the trash, but I sometimes I buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either or situation.
Yeah.
So I go up to the gentleman and I go, "Is there any wiggle room on the Lord Zed helmet?" He goes, 80. And I go, now here's where I could be wrong.
Okay.
Here's where I really specifically want to say that this could have been my bad.
Because he already came down 20 bones.
He just went down
100%.
20%.
100%. And as I reflect on this situation, I say that, you know what? He doesn't know me. He doesn't know that I'm a lighthearted, precocious young man, right?
Yep.
So I said just like this, just in this tone of voice.
Oh, no.
I go just like this. How we feeling about 70? To which he
I like that. I like that response, Ryan.
to which he said with a strong angst in his voice, he goes, "I'm feeling 80." And I said at that point I just saw red, guys. And I said, and this is where I didn't like
You
that
went further after that?
No, I didn't like
Okay.
that response. I was offended, and I said, I know I can get this for even less than 80.
You didn't like his response to you?
I didn't like his tone.
He
man.
went
I
down
didn't like-
20%. You asked
Yeah,
for 10
I
more
agree.
percent.
Listen,
and he
you
said
guys-
no.
You guys might think I was wrong by the end of this, right? And
I
so-
already think you're wrong.
So I didn't like his tone, to which I said,
But can you
He's
at
the
least
guy selling it, but
I
his
agree.
tone is his tone.
Can you
I
at
could have
least-
been wrong here.
Yeah, just like he doesn't know that you're a precocious young man, you might not know that he's a precocious young man.
Yeah, no, I could tell. I got a good read on people, Fran. Like,
This guy doesn't have a
didn't-
good
He's
read,
like,
though.
listen,
This
maybe
guy
he
didn't like
maybe
my
he
tone.
misunderstood my. How we feel about 70? But I didn't misunderstand him. No
He
way,
was
no
angry.
how.
He was angry.
Okay.
So to which I said, listen, I got upset. It does happen infrequently, but it does happen. I'm a human being. I just blurted out, well, I can get it less on Mercari, so I think we're good, right? And and then he got very upset about that. He was like, well, if you can get it less on Mercari, just go to, I don't understand. He looked to his wife. I don't understand why these people come here. And then he said, I said, oh, hey man, all the best to you. He goes, when you get it off Mercari, I hope it ships in good condition, to which I gave him a pat on the shoulder and said, God bless you. And then I walked away.
Ryan, I don't
Could be on me.
I don't tread in convention waters. I don't go. I'm not a memorabilia buyer per se. If you got me some great old New York Yankees memorabilia, I would be thrilled. It's like a perfect gift for me. But like in general, I'm not out and about in these circuits.
Sure.
And so I can say with only that knowledge that you are wrong here.
Okay, that's fair.
Because if this guy, like, I have been a vendor in a convention before, and I know what my margins are, and I am to a fault trying to move this stuff. I am like the most like, you want a shirt? Have a shirt. Like I am the most likely to be like, yeah, let's do, Martin's over there with the iPad and it's like shirts are $25. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do 2 for $40. Martin didn't know how to ring that in. He didn't know how to do any of that. I'm just over there doing things. But if this is this guy's living and he's
I
up,
don't know that.
I don't know that, but he's at a convention on a Saturday selling merchandise.
Yes.
So he's not doing it just out of the goodness of his heart, right? Like he's doing
Correct. No, I agree with this.
it. So for him, he's battling against eBay, Mercari, whatever, all of these other places where he knows that it's cheaper. What he has is the convenience of you get it right now and you know it's in good shape. And you threw it in his face. You were like, I can get that at Mercari for cheaper. I mean, did you think you were at a bazaar in northwestern Africa?
I wouldn't if I had to do
bartering
it.
for like a handmade, like, buddy, Like he's doing his best over here.
I don't disagree. I didn't like his tone, and it led me down a path that I wouldn't normally go down. Is what I would right. Like, and
he dropped it 20%, and you
Dan,
didn't like his tone.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was up.
Brandon, there is no world where you're backing your boy Rye guy here.
I'm not backing my boy.
It's fair. It's fair.
No,
Wow.
but listen, I'm not defending this man. It is possible that you
He
were
should have
not
had a better reaction.
But it is
to the Macari
possible,
thing.
Rye, that you were not the first person to mention Macari that day.
But also, if he sticks at 100 and you do the Macari bit, I'm fine with it. He told you his best price.
Right.
He told you his best price
it's
twice.
Fair. I would typically, if I had to do the interaction over again, and then there is an end to the story, by the way.
Okay.
If I had to do the interaction over again, I would say 70. He would say 80. I would go, it's a little too steep for me. I appreciate it. Best to have a great rest of your show.
There it is.
And that's what I would do 9.9 times out of 10. He
caught you on the point one.
Man, this is a point
he
one.
He caught me on the point one. And then however, I did walk by, and I would say to my buddy Sean for the rest of the day, "Oh, look, he hasn't moved that Zed helmet yet," which was mean, but I was, saying it. I was saying it quietly to myself and my friend. Yeah. And I would guarantee you he didn't move it, but neither here nor there. But then I got it off eBay.
This isn't personal for Ryan at all.
I got it off eBay. You guys, I'm telling you, I know you pretty well. You wouldn't like this gentleman's tone, but I purchased it off eBay a couple days ago for $52.
Yeah, right. Well, let's see. I hope it comes in good condition.
There is no.
I'll say that much.
Oh, do you have it in hand yet? You don't?
No, not yet. Not yet.
So we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
Come next week with Space Jam, though. We might have it.
There is no. We're doing Space Jam next week, guys.
Yeah, Brand, is there any rhyme or reason to how we're doing these, or are you just kind of picking them out of a hat?
I'm picking them out of a hat.
I thought chronological would make sense, but
no, we're not doing them chronologically.
Nah,
we threw chronological out
when
the
we
window
did the ducks. You're right.
Well, I thought we could have done D1, 2, 3 chronologically, and then the rest.
I'm actually going to blame you for this, Ryan. You sent me a list, and I just took it as is.
Yeah.
Is that really how you're doing
That's
it?
really how I'm doing it.
Everybody get up. It's time to slam
The
down.
list that you
That was
sent
just
me,
ones that came to my mind.
Yep. It was good enough for me. It's good enough for your boy, Brand. Let's talk Angels in the outfield
Heck
today,
yeah.
folks. Da na 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 da da. Da 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 na na da da.
Now make a really unsettling face as if you're an angel about to assist a baseball player.
Originally premiered in the theaters on July 15th, 1994, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with clouds while the score plays. Goosebumps, I think, for all of us. Roger and his best friend and fellow foster kid, JP, are riding bikes talking about heaven and where the name Foster comes from. Their foster mom, Maggie, also known as the Bird Lady, greets them and tells Roger that he has a guest. He runs inside, is excited to see his dad, who is lighting up a cigarette inside the house that he doesn't own. They talk a little baseball. Then he puts the cigarette out on his jeans and he tells him that he's heading up north and can't take him with him. He tells Roger that he's signed a release paper. He tells his dad that he asks his dad, when are they going to be a family again? And he says, when the Angels win the pennant. Unfortunately, the Angels are real bad, so that's not going to happen anytime soon, right? Right?
Right.
Am I right?
After a handful of errors, the Angels manager, George Knox, gets into a literal fight with his pitcher. After the game, Knox goes to talk to the owner. He tells him that he can't win with this team, and the owner tells him to wait it out. No one expects him to win here. That night, Roger prays that God helps the Angels win so that he can be with his dad again. As he falls asleep, we see a twinkle, twinkle, little star. Could be anything. Or could be his prayer coming true. The next day, Roger and JP get to go to the game. During the game, Roger can't believe his eyes as the outfielder seems to be picked up by two guys in, quote, sparkling pajamas to help him make a catch. When he talks to JP about this, JP doesn't know what he's talking about. He just saw someone make a good catch. Roger asks another guy, same answer. Roger's like, what the heck is going on? Suddenly, this dude comes to sit next to him and says, I love it when they come from above like that. His name is Al, and no one can see him or hear him except for Roger. He tells Roger to keep his eye out. There might be more angels, and he'll be in touch. Roger watches as the Angels continue to do their thing and help the team win a game. After the game, JP learns that he won a picture opportunity with manager Knox. He tells Roger to take his spot because he's nervous, and Roger tells Knox that they won because there were angels helping them. Knox thinks that this kid is crazy, but he goes to the locker room and asks the players about some of the miraculous plays that happened, and they give him less than satisfying answers. So he goes to invite Roger to sit next to the dugout at the next game to let him know if he sees anything interesting, any angels come to play, so that he can plan accordingly. He tells Roger that instead of calling him over to let him know, he can do an angel signal, just like Ryan's doing right now.
Nailed it.
Great job. And if you could keep that up, that'd be great. He tells Roger to do the angel signal, and Knox begins to listen to him, even when it doesn't make sense. And they begin to win and win and win some more. He's doing it. Great job.
It's unbelievable.
They get to the top of the they get to the top of the standings, and they are one game away from winning the division. Roger finds out that he has to miss a game for a court appearance.
Oh, man, you let the team down. Philo,
So he got it back.
He dropped
Guys,
it.
this is a lot on
It's
the
hard.
shoulders.
No, the shoulders really start
Maybe he
barking.
needed an angel. And while he's at that court appearance, he sends JP just in case. Maybe he'll be able to like tag in. I don't know the rules of angels and seeing angels. They end up losing, and JP is so sad after the game that he blabs about the angels to a reporter who happens to hate Knox. You're doing great, buddy. Keep it up. We're almost done, okay?
Thank you, Ryan.
Roger's father permanently gives up custody of him, which causes Roger, which confuses Roger because the Angels are finally winning. They're going to win the pennant. I thought that was the whole deal here. When he gets home, Knox is there, and he sticks around to cheer him up. What better to cheer up a kid than with meatloaf? The news.
I would do anything for love.
But I won't do that. The news breaks about the Angels, and Roger comes clean to Maggie about his special ability. The owner calls Knox and demands that he stands in front of the press and tells everyone that the story is not true. Knox does not do that, and all the players stand up and support the owner and to keep Knox, and the Angels are cool. We love the Angels. Great job, Ryan. You're doing great. We're almost done, okay? We're at the final game. It's time for the final game of the season, and one of the and Al shows up and explains to Roger that championships have to be won on their own.
Yeah, that's tricky.
That's one of the rules.
There's nothing we can do.
Also, while I'm telling you this, young child, in lighter news, the pitcher Mel Clark is going to die in a couple months. It's tough.
Yeah,
he's gonna die.
Keep it flapping, everybody.
So go team. The Angels end up. The baseball team ends up fighting back. Clark goes out to pitch the final inning because that's how you would handle this situation. He's really struggling, and so Knox goes to give him a talk while Roger stands up and gives the Angel signal, just like Ryan's giving right now. Yes.
Yeah, nailed it.
And
he's back on it.
Entire stadium joins, just like Dan is going to do right now.
What? Put your phone down.
Yep. And with that inspiration, he's able to pull out the W, which is amazing. We love that.
Hurry up, Brad.
And after the game, Knox comes and says, I'm going to adopt the boys. And they're all happy. And that, my friends, was Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah. How about 70?
Did it.
How about 70? How you feeling about 70?
I was with you. It was a bold move, but I was with you. 80. I could do 80. How about 70? That was bold, but I was still with you.
Let's.
I'm in a lot of pain here, Brand.
A little rotator.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
I appreciate it. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about Angels in the Outfield right here on Deck the Hallmark.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Do Crohn's disease symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help. At 12 weeks, rapid symptom remission was achieved in most patients taking Tremfya, and some experienced visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Explore what's possible and ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking Angels in the Outfield on today's edition of Mighty Monday.
Yep.
Walking through a handful of 90s sports movies,
Get that
seeing how they
nostalgia machine
hold up.
running. Yeah.
The fun thing about these movies is that they're as easy to break down as Hallmark movies. Kind of works out perfect. Kind of works out perfect for us.
Yeah.
Angels in the Outfield, 1994. It's time for us to share our thoughts on this movie. It's time for the hot take. I'm going to start with you, Rye Guy. Rye, what'd you think of Angels in the Outfield?
Do you guys remember Panda?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Rest
I
in peace,
remember.
obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the early days of the show, Panda, I thought this was really smart by him. He would say that he liked Hallmark movies with a very specific cadence. He would be like,
And I
like
Yeah.
like, you know, and I thought it was really smart because it was really applicable to any actual feeling. If he actually liked the film, that like really worked. If he didn't like the film, that like really worked. If he thought it was a mixed bag, I like,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, it was really smart by Panda. Rest in peace.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yep. So hi, I'm Ryan, and I like Angels in the Outfield. Like it's
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag of a film. I gushed for the last 3 weeks. Dan, you're surprised by this.
Who does he think he is?
Let him do his thing, Dan. You will have your time.
Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, right?
Oh, was I disrespectful to
How you
Panda?
feeling about 70?
Hey, I got to be honest with you, Ryan. I don't like your tone while you're talking about this movie.
I could get this take on Mercari for way less.
That I actually know is unequivocally not true. I like Angels in the Outfield. I think I like the idea of Angels in the Outfield more than the actual film, which is why I think saying that I like it, blanket statement, like it, is fair. I don't dislike it. There's a lot to like about it. The cast is sensational. When Matthew McConaughey is deep on your bench, both literally and figuratively,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a really good cast. The biggest problem for me with this film is twofold. One, Danny Glover's character is legitimately irredeemable. He is an awful person, and you like him by the end. He's a nice guy who wants to adopt children in need of a permanent home by the end, and that's beautiful. But early on in this film, other than just being a raving lunatic, we're literally told that he, hopefully figuratively, but it said literally, shoves pain pills down Tony Danza's throat. It's a hard one to come back from. Gordon Bombay is a real butt for big portions of D1 and D2, but not even in the stratosphere.
There's actual assault and battery in this movie.
It's like, and then whereas we talked a lot about this the last 3 weeks, whereas the Duck movies, a movie about children playing hockey, they actually took the hockey really seriously, and it's very well shot and only got better with each film. The baseball isn't non-existent in this film. They're on the field a lot, but somehow the baseball is still very much non-existent in this film. And which, granted, I don't know if that means it's necessarily the end of the world, but coming off of these 3 Duck films where, you know, the sports are a really big centerpiece and they took it really seriously, you know, you see the swing of a bat, you see an angel with a really creepy smiley face on, help Matthew McConaughey make a catch. But they didn't really care about the sports aspect of this sports movie. The Angels are cheaters. The actual Angels. I mean, it's a hard one to look past. I mean, it's nice that
you hear that, Lord? You hear that, God?
It's nice that Christopher Lloyd says that you can't win a pennant that way, but they won about 50 games that way.
Yeah.
But the good stuff is quite good. Solid emotional core. The pigeon lady's speech at the press conference is excellent.
Oh, come on.
It's and JP is in the running for all-time great movie
kid of the year.
Kid of the year.
Just unbelievable.
Tim
it could
versus the
happen.
guy from Snow. Like, I guess that's true. We got a long way to go, and it's only August. I like the Angels in the Outfield. There's nothing to actively dislike about it. But I also will guess that 8 weeks from now, give or take, this will be near the bottom of my Mighty Monday.
Wow. Do you have your rank?
You have your current Mighty Monday rankings.
Yeah, let's do it. D2, D3, D1, Angels in the Outfield.
Wow.
What an absolute abomination.
I
Brand?
like Angels in the Outfield.
I just wholeheartedly disagree with you, Ryan. I think that this is a near perfect film.
Wow.
For me, George Knox is a large part of that. This character of George Knox, who you call irredeemable, I found him to be incredibly believable as a character because they do a wonderful job of showing you just how bad he is and then showing you how he got there. This guy was at the top of his game, MVP, looking through these things, was in his mind intentionally. His career was ruined by this guy who was also the announcer. And that bitterness of being at the top of my game and now it's gone, it has stuck with him. And unfortunately, it made him a pretty awful person. And it takes this child and this belief in something higher than himself to turn his life around. A beautiful story.
Wow.
George Knox, a beautiful story.
Should I be playing an organ right now?
And I thought that just so good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who we have not talked about, playing Roger, incredible. Like he was just incredible. And I know that I'm not going to be breaking news that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's a good actor.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Even as a kid, and you're right, the character of JP, Kid of the Year, absolutely, because Roger's a little bit older and he kind of gets overshadowed as a kid actor, but he's a kid, and he is giving one heck of a performance. The range on this kid is absolutely incredible. While JP is absolutely adorable and wonderful, he does this, he does the it could happen, that's his thing. That's wonderful.
His thing, yes.
Well, what Joseph Gordon-Levitt has to do in this movie, it should, for most kid actors, it would be too much to handle, and he knocks out of the park, home run. And the thing is the baseball not important in the movie? Sure, it's not that important in the movie, but there's so much to like about this movie. To your point, Tony Danza is in this movie out of nowhere. There's the amount of amazing performances in this movie. I don't know how you just like this movie. Yeah. I don't know how you just like this movie. I absolutely love this movie. And in a move, once again, that I didn't see coming, I am once again moving D2 down my list. I have Mighty Ducks at 1, Angels in the Outfield at 2, D2 at 3, D3 at 4. That's what I have, Dano.
An impassioned defense of Angels in the Outfield.
I don't think I've been that passionate.
He was fired up.
Take in the history of this
program.
You
were so mad at Ryan's hot take. I'm still trying to process Ryan's hot take, which is wild for me. Here's what I will say. You can keep Ryan on the screen so I can see him. The baseball in this movie is exactly depicted as Ryan says, and I think it's perfect. I think I love baseball more than any other sport. I know I coached basketball for 20 years.
Wait, you did?
Believe it or not, this movie romanticizes baseball in a way that I love, that almost brings me to tears. When I saw Hamilton live, and you see, the thing about Hamilton is if you're a historian and you're just binary and you look at Hamilton, you go, this isn't historically accurate. Thomas Jefferson was not a 6'3" black man doing a song and dance. And that is correct. But the spirits of the history of the founding of our country is very much alive in Hamilton in a way it's not in a history book. The baseball in this movie is by definition wrong. I got news for you guys, and neither of you brought it up yet. You don't win a pennant by winning the division.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
that still confuses me to this day because of this movie.
It's not this is not a championship.
In this movie, the Angels did not win the pennant. The pennant is won by winning your league, the American League. They won the American League West. They made the playoffs. The baseball in this movie doesn't get the baseball right, but through a kid's eyes, it gets the baseball 100% perfect. It is exactly what you hope for when you go to the park as a 6-year-old, like that anything could happen. And it is why baseball remains in my heart and my mind the best of all the sports. And this movie does that. This movie also crushes it in the performance of the cast. I know we've said it. This movie contains 3 Best Actor Oscar trophies, not nominations. There are 3 Best Actor trophies in this cast. There are multiple, I think dozens of Emmy nominations and Golden Globe nominations, and then a handful of Emmy wins in this cast. And it reaches all the way. Adrian Brody hasn't been mentioned yet. Yep. He's won 2 Best Actor Academy Awards.
Has what, 1 line?
He's just a doofus in this movie, and he's really funny. Also, this movie gets more right about foster care than Hallmark will a quarter century later. Hallmark in 2000.
Is that praise for the movie or?
In 2020-ish, Hallmark will be making foster care movies where Candace Cameron Bure will show up and be like, I've decided I want to adopt them. And then that's it. And you're like, what is happening right now? This is crazy. Does this movie get adoption perfect? No, it does not. Does it get foster care perfect? No, it does not. But it gets some very basics like the termination of parental rights and hearings. It gets that and like what it means to be a foster parent. It gets that stuff right. Both of you are right about George Knox. You're both right. The guy should have been arrested for assault and battery. He was forcing his players to take pain medication. These are all arrestable offenses that would immediately disqualify you from adopting a child. Ryan's not wrong. Brand's also right. This movie in the early 90s goes, we've decided that angels wouldn't like cussing. Do I disagree with that sentiment? I do. But the premise of the movie is angels and God thinks hell and damn are bad words to say. And so this guy who is like a cussing, punching, down on his luck, bad manager just decides he's at the bottom of the barrel. So why not try not cussing? Why not try believing in something greater? And it is an arc that is redeemable. You're both right there. This movie has a better cast. And listen, I'm not trying to be like hyperbolic here. The cast of this movie dwarfs the cast of the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, sure.
It dwarfs
that goes without saying. Yeah.
The punch, the emotional punch of this movie dwarfs the punch of the Mighty Ducks. It just does. Now, is it perfect? No. Do I have a page of wait what's? Absolutely. But as an 8-year-old and as a 42-year-old, give me Angels in the Outfield over all 3 Mighty Ducks, and it's not even close. Angels 1, Mighty Ducks 1, Mighty Ducks 2, Mighty Ducks 3. That's the order.
Wow.
All in, all done.
Wow.
I like the movie.
No, you.
How's 70 treat you? How's that sounding?
You like
the movie. That's right.
It works a lot of different ways.
It's time for all the feels where we talk about what in this movie gave us feels. I'll start with you, Rye Guy.
We already talked about JP, Kid of the Year contender. Quick shout out for the Randy Edelman score. It's great.
Yeah.
It's real. It adds so much and very versatile.
That theme sticks with you.
Yeah, but even the main theme is great, but even the stuff that we're doing throughout the movie is really great. And then this is the obvious choice, but what I was really, the angel wing moment during the final game is excellent. And this is like a 2025 observation. It's like nowadays they would never pack that place with that many extras, even if they did it during a real game.
That was like my I didn't mean to stop you looked like the train was leaving the station. I thought it was coming to the station. I'm really sorry.
No,
go ahead, finish.
Go for it. Go for it.
Trains are nuts.
That scene, which is not my feels, but really could have been, because I got chills when they all stand up in successive rows.
Yes.
That level of filmmaking, practically, it doesn't
We don't do it anymore.
For a kid's sports movie. Are you kidding me right now? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. The place is full. They cut.
That's right.
And even if they did it during a real game, they still had to make sure it was a real game where the place was full.
Yeah, an Angels game in the 90s. Tim Salmon out there playing first base. There's no world.
I would guess no matter what, even if it was a game night, they packed that place with extras to make that work.
Yes.
And in '94, you could have cheated it somehow, some way, and they didn't. And
they didn't cheat it.
Yep.
Yeah, obviously the ending, the Angels, as memorable as it gets when it comes to these movies. And like a moment that like surprised me, like as how well it worked. And you mentioned it, Rye Guy, but Bird Lady standing up and giving the speech like during this thing is ridiculous and absolutely wonderful. Like she's so good, so good. And is it a shame that I know her only as Bird Lady? Yeah, it is. Am I going to change? Honestly, probably not. But an incredible performance, an incredible speech, like bringing a tear to my eye, like just an amazing moment. And shout out Bird Lady. She can do no wrong. Dano?
The Bird Lady is Brenda Fricker, and she's an actor. And
you know what?
I'm Brenda Fricker, and I'm an actor.
She's an actor.
Frick you and Fricker.
Yeah. She's an actor, and she is also my feels because the fortitude of foster parents, and I'm not one of them. I fostered 2 children that became that I adopted, and I like the idea of fostering and being in that liminal space constantly is tough to wrap my brain around. But foster parents have to be so even-keeled. They have to just not get too emotional about anything. They have to be a consistent source of sustenance for the kids while they're there to show them some sort of measure of consistency, but also because they could be gone tomorrow and things could happen. And as a foster parent, it's just your job to roll the punches. And the best foster parents, I've met a ton of them. They just don't get too high, too low. They just don't. And even in Brenda Fricker's big speech, she doesn't ever get so emotionally over the top. She lets the words really do the talking. And this movie, once again, not perfect, but her responses to these foster kids when things happen are amazing. She's like, well, that happens. We've got to go to court. No, we can't change it. I'm like, this is what we have to do. No, we can't have this food tonight. We don't have it. We don't like her just natural presence of consistency in this movie, picking her battles. I just think she's she's probably 13 or 14 on the call sheet. There are so many big names in this movie. Her presence is so much felt even when not on screen, because there's not a big emotional moment with her. It's just, we know she's going to be there. We know she's going to provide, and we know she's going to tell us when we have to do something. And that is as good as it gets from a portrayal of a foster mom. She crushed it.
There you go. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to get to the Wait What and what did we call it? Mightier Monday?
Mightier Monday, I believe, is what we went with.
It was What the Duck.
Or What the Duck.
What the Duck.
Yeah, we got to change
What the Duck.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Angels or Angles.
we can keep What the Duck for the
keep
sake.
What the Duck,
We'll be
yeah.
right back here in Daytona.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
When too much work bogs you down, Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI makes it easy to hand off routine tasks, streamline workflows, and keep everyone focused on the work that matters most. That's how work gets handled. That's Asana. Visit us at asana.com. That's ASANA.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking Angels in the Outfield today. The 1994 Just Okay movie.
Just
according to
Okay
Ryan
movie.
Pappolla.
Ryan Pappolla put it on the box.
Mischaracterization.
He liked
What I
it.
said was recorded. That's
Time
not
for the wait what. It's time for the wait what. And we are not allowed to use Ryan's hot take as a wait what. I just heard that in my
That's right.
ear.
It's
We're not allowed
new.
to
We
do
got that in
We just
just
got
now,
that in. Ryan, go ahead. What in this movie made you go wait what?
It wasn't until my 20s I realized this was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that's a fair wait what.
Somebody, I
didn't
I'd
either.
seen this, yeah. Like I was like, oh wow, that's crazy, and yeah, what an actor. So, but yeah, he's incredible. Early on, George Knox says, "quote He's really angry. He just threw a bunch of stuff. He ruined catering, and he goes, you don't even lose as a team." It's a ridiculous statement, as lack of team unity is typically a very common reason for shortcomings during a sports season.
Least of their problems at that point.
Yeah.
Least of their problems is losing as a team. You know what I mean? The great teams lose as a team. Like the all-timers lose as a
they're
team.
Staying together even through tough times.
Exactly. Yeah.
To that point, George Knox, in terms of crazy things he does, how does he have the power to fire the media relations employees? The new guy who
it's fascinating. What a thing in his contract.
What are the Angels doing? To that point of what the Angels are doing, the owner of the Angels, he doesn't get a lot of screen time. He's
Old
not,
Tex.
he fires George Knox. Not George Knox. What the
announcer?
Yeah. Did you guys take a look at his office? Is that supposed to be in the Angels facility?
I had a question, where is that?
Yeah, because there's taxidermy everywhere. It's like an antique room.
Yeah.
It felt like an office somewhere in the city, not in the stadium.
This was my what the duck, but this guy is like a big oil man from Texas, it feels like. Why does he own the Angels in Anaheim?
Yeah.
How did he get with his 40-gallon hat? How did Doyle Brunson get out to the
sports teams weren't as expensive as they are now? Maybe he just wanted.
But he's all in. He's not passively owning them. He's at every game and he's there in Anaheim. It was just weird. It was a weird thing. Why not make him more like a businessman or something?
No, it's a good point. To put the point of strangeness, I agree. Brenda Fricker is incredible. But why sleeping bags instead of sheets? Why,
this is one of Brand's. It's a good one.
For some of the movie. This is the interesting thing that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
It is sleeping bags, right? And they have a conversation. They're like,
she can't bend down.
Why do we have to do this, right? Why do we have to do the sheets? And it's this
you
whole
wet the
thing.
bed. They specifically say JP wets the bed he wet the bed regularly. He wet the bed last week.
Right. After the first game that they go to where they're sitting next to the dugout, they have baseball sheets and comforter.
And Miguel leaves.
Miguel's gone.
Break out the baseball sheets.
Miguel's gone. And for some reason, now JP and Roger both have matching sets of baseball sheets and comforter and pillowcase. They make a point of it not 15 minutes prior.
It's a wild. Could there have been a deleted scene where the Angels gave them Angels jackets?
That's
what
I think happened.
And then
More
they gave
on
them
that later. Yes, I think so. Yes,
but also them sleeping in sleeping bags, I 100% took as a product of sheets are dirty, or we have one set of sheets for all of you. I had to wash them all.
That's what I took it as well.
Yeah, but it's still crazy. Yeah,
they say JP wets the bed, and then JGL says that she can't bend down to tuck them in. But then to Brand's point, they have
later in the movie they got this. Yeah, the Angels.
Her back
are doing
got
it.
better.
That's right. That's right.
And they are baseball thing. It does feel like a gift from the Angels, and we just don't get that information.
Yes, that's my what the duck. So we'll get there. Two more for me. Brenda Fricker says she knows so much about baseball during the big speech at the press conference, but early on in the film, when Danny Glover asks her to come to a game, she says, with the same tone of voice that the guy from the con said to me last weekend, I don't go to baseball games.
Yeah.
Why not?
Come on.
It's there's got to be a reason, and maybe the reason is she doesn't like baseball. But then she's rattling off Tony Danza's stats, like she's the Roto World.
That is weird.
Film.
I never even thought about that. It's very much weird.
She doesn't go. She likes to watch it on her TV. She's a big baseball fan. She just doesn't like going to the games.
There's clearly 20 minutes of this movie that's got cut, and
Yeah.
we need this.
I released the director's cut.
Release the angel cut.
The angel cut.
Yeah.
Give me a 2 hour, 5 minute Angels in the Outfield right now.
And then it's the last one for me. It's the obvious one of the film. I'll let you two do with it what you will. It is insane that Christopher Lloyd drops this nugget.
This is absurd.
To a kid.
It floors me every time. Like,
It's like to a kid who, what is he supposed to do with that information?
Yes.
This, he's supposed to do this.
Hey, also, this doesn't affect like the game at all. He's gonna die in a few months.
Yeah.
In fact, that's right after he says championships have to be won on their own. Another have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
Two things that don't make it one. You've been winning first of all, they're not winning a championship. I need to make that clear. Second of all, they've won. I don't know if you know this, baseball, kind of a historically long season, 162 games. What you do in April and May matters as much as what you do in the 162nd game. That's how that works. So that doesn't make any sense. And then third, while I'm at it with this arbitrary rule, Mel Clark's going to die.
Yeah.
I know you're 12 and your dad literally is leaving you behind or just has left you behind. That guy over there is going to die. Yeah. It's another male role model of yours. He's going to kick it.
You know how?
And don't worry.
You know how he's coughed twice in this movie?
Yeah.
I can tell you why.
He's going to die.
But by the way, Dan, I know you're 12. All of this trauma has happened to you, but this guy's going to die in 6 months. But what we need from you right now is to rally 50,000 people.
That's right.
To win the game.
And this is all on your shoulders because supernatural angels don't win championships.
Yeah.
Which explains why when Roger stands up and does the thing, it looks like he's about to crap himself.
Yeah.
Because
He's
like
lying.
the weight on this kid's shoulder.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's it for me, Brent.
How bored does this police officer have to be at the beginning of this movie to care about these two children that are in a tree watching a really bad baseball team?
Go do your job, man.
Just get out of here.
Let him in.
Let him in. Also, they sneak through a hole that is in the fence that's covered by a thing. Did the kids do that? Or have they, is this like an elaborate
Somebody had a bolt cutter out there.
Also unlikely that it's that's like a ballpark that's like in the middle of a neighborhood is the Anaheim Angels Stadium.
Yeah.
Classic Anaheim for you.
Classic.
Yeah.
Really close together, not sprawling at all.
It is. I want to talk about this owner who is, I believe, an evil mastermind because he has hired two people. One, the announcer.
Yeah.
Right? Two,
George Knox.
Knowing, I have a hard time believing that he does not know the history between these two people. Like
he mentions it.
He mentions it. And
the history's crazy.
The
Please
history is
unpack
crazy.
that. Yeah.
So the history is were both players, right? George Knox, MVP. This announcer guy at some point, intentionally slid into his knees and George Knox believes took him out, right? Mm-hmm. And he couldn't play again. He brought in both of these people knowing that they're enemies. What's that deal? Like, what are you doing? That guy, he's an evil mastermind. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't think it's good. I found it truly interesting after, how funny was the hippie shake scene, right? Like, it's crazy. What's funny about that scene is that while we can't see angels, we can see everything that the angels are doing, right? Like, that play would have been on the not top 10 for SportsCenter for a solid year.
Forever.
Like, it would, nothing is beating that moment of the hippie shake, the whole thing there. But then after that, the next game, Roger does the thing, so points over to the pitcher who's going to die, and it's like, hey, you should play him. He's got an angel right now. And George Knox says, you really do see something, huh? The hippie hit, how are you still not 100% on board after witnessing the hippie shake? Even if you don't see the angels, if you know that a kid is saying, hey, there's an angel out there, and then you proceed to see what happens during hippie shake, you would not be like, huh.
I think that's just how the cookie crumbles.
That's just how, what is that, 100 errors? It happens
Bad break
sometimes.
for us.
It happens. So at this final game, which is not a championship, nor is it for the pennant, it is a home game for the Angels, right? But for some reason, last hitter for the away team comes up, and the home team puts on their screen his slogan, hit or die, which is his slogan.
It's his thing. It's his tattoo on his arm.
Doesn't make sense. No. Like, why would this home team put this on their
Angels
screen?
Just trying to make it fair for everybody.
Yeah. We want to pump up our team. The way we're going to do that is by playing his slogan, hit or die, when what we don't want to do is for him to hit.
Can you die?
Can you imagine if Mariano Rivera came in at Fenway Park and they played Enter Sandman?
Yeah. You wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it.
And then the movie ends and it's wonderful, right? George Knox going to adopt them both. Maggie could have just told him that, right?
Yeah,
Maggie could have been like,
dastardly.
hey, good news, everybody. Good news to both you, Roger and JP. Someone called for both of you. Not what she does. They walk in and she says, Roger, someone called, wants to adopt you. JP hears this, begins to sob because no one wants him. But then when Rogers tells Knox, hey, I can't leave JP, he's like, oh, that was never a part of the plan. I was always going to adopt both of you. Why, Bird Lady,
it's
in your
worst.
Infinite wisdom, you've been knocking it out of the
star
park
all movie.
This was a blunder. This was an error on her part, and that's tough. Dana?
Bird Lady, I got a great idea. Let's really make JP sweat for it.
Yeah, JP, make him squirm a bit.
Let's make him really wonder if it could really happen.
It's good character building. You know what I mean? Yeah. Youngsters need it. In this movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's biological father, played by Dermot Mulroney, who hasn't gotten a mention yet.
That's Dermot Mulroney?
Yeah, multiple Emmy, I believe. Dylan McDermott. Yeah. This is a dad that doesn't want his kid, but will show up regularly to remind him of that.
He doesn't want him.
Which is brutal. That's a level of mean that, like, even like Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, who like just wants to watch the world burns. Like, hey, maybe back it up a bit, Dermot.
That's a bridge too far.
Maybe back it up just a hair. You're starting to scare the children. And the first time we see old Dermot, he puts a cigarette out on his leg. In front of his child, he puts a burning cigarette out on his leg just to show you that how mean of a human being he is, but still shows up for his kid to tell him he doesn't want him. That's a level of mean we don't need in any movie ever, ever, ever. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, before he gets kicked off of the tree where he's watching the Angels game, sees George Knox basically shove one of his own players to the ground and hold him on the ground. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt is arguing verbally that they should allow him to stay in the game. This kid's like, I know he just assaulted a player, but let him stay up.
Let him stay.
Have a little bit of just leeway with him. It's baseball.
Let him stay.
Neil McDonough, also haven't been mentioned yet, plays a pitcher named Bass in this movie who's comic relief, who's like so incredibly bad at pitching. And I got to be honest with you, maybe it's because you pitch him every game. 3 straight games, Bass is loosening up. He's starting. I don't know, for those of you who aren't baseball literate, you pitch, a starters pitch, and then they get 4 off days. And then they pitch again. They pitch every 5th day. Bass, they're running Bass out there every game.
With no relievers.
None.
There's no relief pitchers in this movie.
No.
He doesn't believe in such things.
We'll get there later in the What the Duck, I promise.
We are only doing complete games.
But the good news is in this world, kids in foster care, they don't go to school because they are at, the season ends around October 1st. They're at every baseball game, and they're all day games. How many night games do the Angels play until the end of this movie? And
None.
they make
Except
it very
for the final game.
They make it very clear that Roger and JP are at every game over and over again. And they're all day games. Man, as a 42-year-old, all I want is all day games. As someone that I watch 140 baseball games a year. The day games are my little treat. I love a day game. The idea that they're all day games.
A little treat.
The idea that they're all day games. Last night, rain delay. First pitch not till 8:55. Am I mad? Yeah, I'm mad.
Tough guy.
All day games, sign me up right now. I mean, the revenue would go through the floor for every team, but I'm here for it. I mean, We find out in this movie that JP, because of some trauma that happened in his past, doesn't ride in cars, which is showing that, there's trauma built in to kids who have, lost their biological parents. Great. But apparently Coach Knox has his CDL and drives the team to away games on a bus because he is driving a bus to drop the kids off. And that's something. That's a fun little Disney movie thing. And if they kept doing that, I think I would buy it. But then the next time he drives the kids home, he doesn't have a bus anymore. Now he has a 15-passenger van, which I don't know why the Angels have a 15-passenger van, but George Knox is now driving a 15-passenger van. And then the third time they take the kids home, now they're in his car, which JP has no problem with. So I don't know what happened there.
Another deleted scene, clearly.
It is.
Where we've walked it down.
Yeah.
Well, no, there could have been a really nice scene where JP wants to get in the car.
That's right.
Because he trusts
Yeah.
George. Yeah.
But I love how this manager, like a baseball manager of a major league team, first of all, major league teams are flying. Second of all, in this movie, they're on a bus and the manager's driving like he's the high school athletic director who's got his CDL because he's a jack of all trades. What a wild scene. What a wild thing to do in this movie.
You could have also done it with the 15-passenger. Like they're walking towards the big bus and JP's like, what about this one? It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
And it's his idea. Hey, let's do the 15-passenger.
Yeah, nah. Just get him in that 60-passenger right now. I don't know if you also know this about baseball, but little league pitchers get more notice than Mel Clark got to start a baseball game. In baseball, starters have to work their way up to throwing 100 pitches. Mel Clark has what appears to be an asthmatic cough. He's been on the injured reserve since the season started. It's the middle of summer.
He's got 6 months to live,
he
bro.
hasn't started a game in over a year. And Knox walks up to him and is like, you got the bump today, kid. Like that is you just... Yeah, it had to be all Angels at that point. The guy who's the announcer is the villain of this movie, and he's constantly mad at his team for not having the research readily available. And that would be fine if normal things were happening. But what is happening, sir, is unprecedented.
Give me that hippie shake fun fact.
The fact
When's the last time that happened?
The fact that the research team doesn't have on hand the last time 17 errors happened on one play is not their fault, buddy. Like
pre-internet, basically, not literally, but basically pre-internet.
That's pre-internet.
Yeah.
They're back there going through almanacs, and you're upset that they don't know how many errors just happened. Like, dude, if it's a normal game, yeah, get mad at them. That's their job, but that's not what was happening there at all. I can't believe this got to me, but I'm so happy it did. No one in this movie ever takes notice of the fact that George Knox, manager of a professional baseball team and grown adult man, is talking to and rubbing the shoulders of two 12 and under boys that now sit unaccompanied right next to the dugout every game. No one has brought it up. No one is in the stands with their binoculars going, that doesn't sit right. No one's asked who they are. Until the Angels things comes out, this is all above board. Weird. A weird part of this movie that doesn't get talked about.
Not as strange, but I also was a little unsettled by the scene when the angel is rubbing the pitcher's shoulders.
Yeah.
Like
the Angels have power of physical manipulation I'm downright not comfortable with.
Yeah. It was unsettling.
And I also want to be clear, this Angels thing would not be, if the team is winning, nobody cares. I know this about sports fans. If the team is winning, nobody cares. This whole Angels thing, does George Knox see Angels? If you've won 30 in a row in baseball, if all the Yankees are so bad right now, if the Yankees won their next 20 games and Aaron Boone's like, it's because I'm visited by the ghost of my grandfather, no one ever, they would make signs in the crowd going, you would absolutely not even, if
you would dress up as a ghost at the next game.
That's right. If Aaron Boone was like, well, what happened was I went to this Catholic church down off of 161st Street and I went to mass and I was told, and so now I carry this people would start going to that church. People would start holding the beads. It is the opposite of what happens here, which is, well, I only want to win if it's not weird.
Yeah.
Sports fans don't care. If the Guardians were in the World Series to win the World Series and they were like, well, we got to eat the same butter popcorn every day because my ghost mom told me to do it, you'd be eating the popcorn, Ryan.
If one of the players was like, hey, we're winning because every game before we go out there, I poop my pants and I play in my filth. Like players would be like, yeah, they'd start putting like it would just they are down for whatever as long as they're winning.
Baseball's the number one culprit.
Yeah,
like you will wear the same jersey, wear the same whatever. Like the idea that this makes news and they're going to fire the coach. That's the worst part of this movie. It's the one part of this movie that doesn't ring true for baseball.
It's also like to even take a step back. It's like they're going to fire George Knox because he's like somewhat spiritual.
Yeah,
like it's like none of it works.
It's time for What the Duck. It is where we talk about what questions that we still have that we would like answered. I'll start with you, Guy.
Yeah, so it's two-pronged because you guys brought up really good points about there's definitely a missing beat as to how they get all of this Angels merch in the house. The piece of Angels merch that caught my eye the most was this Angels batting helmet phone, which
I know what you're talking about.
Answers a call on, and I checked to see if it was on eBay. It's not, and so my question is, why not? Like, why are these not made?
And
still?
would you take 70?
Yeah, would you take 70? Do you think that's a one of a kind?
No, I feel like those
were sold at baseball games in the 90s.
Yeah.
When you look through like JCPenney Christmas catalogs from back in the day, it's like sport helmet phones were just a thing. Yeah. And why are they no longer a thing? Yeah. People would have landlines if that was your landline.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
How let me ask you this. How small would it have to get for you to carry around a sports team cell phone, like a helmet? Like, would you do it?
Question. I mean, if I have a pretty big fanny pack that I use as like a shoulder bag, if it could fit in the fanny pack, then I would do it for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I don't know, what is that, like 9 inches maybe? Why? I don't know, but big enough. Yeah, big enough.
There you go. Big enough.
Hey, better swing, better swing.
Yeah. Obviously, I just have like angel related questions. Yeah. You mentioned the angel that is rubbing the shoulders.
Yes.
Coincidentally, is also the only female angel, as far as I could tell, which is like, are female angels, even in best case scenario heaven, females still can't like get out there and help? Like all they got to do is sit on the sidelines. Is that really the best case scenario in heaven? After you've become an angel, you can do anything. You're just a girl though, so you got to do the back massage while the men angel go out there and really help with the baseball. Is that really what's going on here? Is that really what's going on here? I find that to be quite suspicious. Dano,
how bad is the Angels bullpen? This
doesn't exist. That's how bad it is.
Mel Clark, who has been pitching for 2 months with one lung, is out there in the 9th inning with 2 outs, and they're like, well, I don't know if I can take him out. You don't have one flamethrower. You don't have one closer. If the entire season's on the line, not one guy you could bring in that isn't Mel Clark. It's 1994. It's not 1954. Like, they would have one guy to bring out there. There's no way Mel Clark would still be in the game with the game on the line. Yeah. But my bigger one is this. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, like,
the pennant.
Mel Clark, right?
The divisional pennant, yes.
Mel Clark makes an amazing catch to win the pennant. Right? Nope. By the time next season rolls around, he will be dead.
That's right.
Like what happened? Like what is his legacy? By the time
next hot stove season rolls around.
No, 6 months, February, March, it's spring training.
Right, true. Okay,
pitchers and catchers will have reported.
How does the Angels organization handle this? How do they honor the passing of Mel Clark?
That's
like
right.
What's the legacy? Do they get him to the front of the list for Hall of Fame? Like how's it gonna shake out? I also will say
this: if Ryan Pappolla shaved, put on an Angels hat, he could play Mel Clark. He could have played a young Tony Danza.
Keep it in mind for Halloween.
Keep it in mind.
All
Reboot everybody.
Who are you? I'm Mel Clark.
My one other one is,
please.
I'm the ghost of Mel Clark.
I did look up a stat for this just to put it in perspective, but yeah, there's so many people would get the joke too. You'd be trick or treating, they'd be like, "That's Mel Clark." There's no question about it. Eyesight's clear as day. It's Tony Danza and Angels in the
Still alive,
clear as crystal.
In 1994, in the United States, there were 465,000 foster children. What happened to any of the rest of them that prayed for God to help their baseball team? because God clearly decided the Angels were getting the ticket. You know what I mean? Hippie shakes weren't going on in every baseball stadium in the country.
Nope.
God put all of his chips behind the Angels here. So if you were a foster kid in Chicago and praying for the Cubs, even God can't help the Cubs.
Yeah.
If you were praying for the Rangers, no dice, kid. Sorry. If you were praying for any other baseball team, your prayers not as important.
What's also interesting, and this does like get to like what's the God of it all, is like that the angels and God, I would assume, know full well that the reason why Roger prayed for this, and he even says it in his prayer, is so that he can be with his dad.
That's right.
Which I hope, in this case, I hope that God would not know ahead of time that Roger's dad is going to do what he does. Because if he does know and still sends the angels to help, that's cruel.
Well,
you're getting that kid's hopes up.
He's going to
He
be.
knows Mel Clark's going to die.
But I think the answered prayer, if we could go to church real quick, is that he
Take me to church.
Is that he does end up with his dad, George Knox.
Oh, wow. Hey, no testimony.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Amen. We did, everybody. Congratulations to us. We went over an hour.
Yeah, we did.
On Angels in the Outfield. We're going to be back next week with Space Yam. Come on back for that.
Everybody get up.
Until then, we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com.
Double time.
Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.
You're about to hear some ads that help keep the lights on here in the old studio. Thanks for listening, or don't listen. It's really up to you at this point. It's at the end of the show. I mean, you're listening to me. Hi. But here they come. I promise they're coming. Yep, here they are. Happy day.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
When too much work bogs you down, Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI makes it easy to hand off routine tasks, streamline workflows, and keep everyone focused on the work that matters most. That's how work gets handled. That's Asana. Visit us at asana.com. That's ASANA.com.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.